Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Kunal Patel and in continuation with our Pandas series, today we are going to learn very important thing that is a group by and aggregation functions. Okay, so this group by is very similar to our SQL query, right? So I hope you all are aware of the SQL queries, okay, in a database. Okay, but uh, if you want to say group by is used basically to group the data based on the categories, right? And after that, we can apply aggregation functions on that to get some statistics. Okay, so let's first of all start with very simple example that I have one data set, right? And that data set is as a salary data set. So read CSV function and then data set and salaries.csv, right? And if you see that, then this particular data set contains the data information about the salaries. According to the position, it is either a professor, assistant professor, okay, or associate professor, right? And we have two disciplines, that is information technology and computer engineering. Also we have experience and a gender, right? So now suppose if I want to group the data based on the position, like, so we have basically three positions over here. One is professor, assistant professor, and associate professor, right? So I'm taking one variable groups, then df dot group by, and I want to go for position. Okay, now if I run this code, then you will see it displays pandas.core.groupby.generic.dataframe groupby. So this is my groupby object, right? So I have stored the data according to the position in this group's object. Now, suppose if I want to display the data, then I need to iterate through the data. So for that, I'm going to take a for loop, then position, and all these data are going to store in a data frame also. So I want to also display the data frame in groups, right? So first of all, I'm going to just print the particular positions. Okay, then I'm going to put the slash n, and okay, let me execute this much first of all. Okay, so here you can see all these particular positions, and let me print the data according to the data frame, position data frame. And now if I execute this, then you can see that's divided into the categories like associate professor, assistant professor, and the professor, right? So initially we had three datas. So there are titles like professor, professor, and professor. Okay. And into that, all the datas are now grouped by the particular category according to the position. Okay. Now, what functions we can apply on that, right? So these are the all three groups. Suppose if I want to get the individual group, then I just need to go for get group function, and into that I just need to provide the professor, right? So it will provide me all the professors. Okay, then suppose say for example, if I want to go for the particular assistant professor group, okay, then just it is going to provide me the data of all the assistant professors, right? So likewise you can also individually find the particular groups. Okay, now we can apply lots of aggregation functions on these particular groups, right? So let me first of all find out the maximum of each group. So groups dot max. So let's understand what it says. So we have a three positions like associate professor, assistant professor, and professor. In that, all the numerical data, from all the numerical data, it will find the maximum. Like suppose say for associate professor and assistant professor, say let's say here experiences are there. So the maximum experience from that is 6 and the maximum salary is 97,000. Similarly for associate and similarly for professor, right? Similarly, if I want to find out the minimum, then just I go for that. So the minimum experience of assistant professor and professor is 0 and associate for 1. And these are the minimum salaries. Okay. Now, another function, suppose I want to find the mean of this, right? So you can see this is my mean salary for each of the group, and this is my mean experience for each of the group, right? Another function you can apply, that is describe function. So what you can do over here, so describe function will describe all the statistics, like all the numerical, it will apply that functions on all the numerical data. So we have two columns which have numerical data like salary and experience. So for that it will count all these functions, count, mean, standard deviation, minimum, 25%, 50%, max. Okay, so all these functions, all these statistics you can calculate with the use of describe function at the same time, right? And if you want to go for individually, then also you can go for like this. Okay, now next, these are the very simple functions. Now I want to make it little bit complex, right? So what I want the salaries, maximum salaries based on the positions. Okay, so there are various ways. So first way we have calculated that with the use of this max function. Okay, now I want to calculate the maximum salary in a different way. So suppose say for example, I take df data frame dot group by, right? So now I want to group by based on the positions, and for that I want to calculate the salary. Okay, and from that I want to find the maximum, right? So you can see for associate professor maximum salary is this, for assistant this, and for professor the maximum salary is this, right? Suppose if I want to minimize this dot, then salary dot max. Okay, and if I execute, then it will give me the same results, right? So according to your requirement and according to your knowledge, you can apply any of this, you can apply any of this, right? Suppose I want to calculate this sum. Okay, so how much total salary is there? So for associate professor the total salary is this, for professor the total salary is this, right? So this much your organization has to pay to each, to the total professors, assistant, and associate professors. So these are the total salary of all three categories, right? Suppose I want to find the count. So for that, now let's use aggregate function. Okay, so in that aggregate function you can apply all these functions. Like suppose I want to apply one individual function, that is my count. So you can see it will define, it will calculate the number of associate professors in disciplines, assistant, and professors, right? All the counts it will display. Okay, suppose I want to calculate all the things, okay, in a single line. So again, I need to provide the list, what functions I want to apply, count, max, mean, and mean, right? So all these functions you can apply at the same time. So you can find all the statistics again. So I'm showing you the various ways, right? So, and I'm showing you also the different functions, how you can use it, Okay. Now, these are the basic statistical functions you can apply to your particular, you can say, group by queries. Okay. Now, let's make again these particular calculations little bit complex. So again, I'm going to take df. Now what I want to calculate the particular statistics based on the positions as well as the disciplines, right? So how I can calculate it? So I just need to group by, and I'm going to provide the positions, comma, the discipline. Okay, so now I'm going to based on this, I'm going to provide the salary, right? And then I'm going to provide the aggregation function, and in that I'm going to provide the count, right? Then min, then max, okay, and then you can say mean. Okay, so this way you can calculate all of these particular functions. Okay, right? Now if I execute this, then you can see associate professor, but associate professor for each branch, computer and the information technology. So in computer engineering, total 26 associate, in information technology, total 38 associates, minimum salary, maximum salary, and all the means and all that variables, right? Again, suppose if I want to make this particular calculation a little bit complex, so what information I want over here, right? Now I want to provide the data according to the gender also, right? So in computer engineering, how many males, how many females, and based on that, I want to calculate the statistics. So let me execute this. So this is wonderful, right? So associate professor in computer engineering, this many female, this many male, and according to that, you can calculate the particular you can say statistics. Okay, so these are the different statistical functions you can apply based on the conditions and queries, right? Now let me plot this so you will get the idea in a visualization way. So matplotlib inline, this magical command I have already taught in my magic commands, you can say video, so you will find it over there. And here I'm just going to print. So what it does, so I don't need to import the matplotlib, right? So directly if I execute write this, then I'm able to print, I'm able to display the particular graphs. Okay, so here you can see there are three graphs are going to be plotted based on the positions, right? So this is for associate, this is for assistant, and the third graph is for professors. And based on that, it displays the information, right? So these are the group by and aggregation functions, which are very useful, guys, right? Whenever you are making any data analysis, right? Then these particular functions are very useful. Okay, so I hope you will find this information very useful for your research work and your for project work. Thank you.